Don't leave me hanging, chat. Are we live? What's going on? Did everything crash already?
Garbage.
There we go. There we go. Hello, Rugmat. Hello, Steffi. Congratulations, Baffled, on being officially first on Twitch. Although Nick was first on LinkedIn. So we have a problem. We now have to somehow figure out how to manage concurrent streams in different places when there's a delay for some other people. Big fail. Big fail. Steffi's not here to do the garbage. But that doesn't matter. We can still start the stream without Steffi. But it is great to have all of you here. Hello, Yost. Good to see you again. You know, chat, it's Friday. Yeah, that's all I want to say. Baffle says it's really weird having the music in the background, forgetting it's from a stream, and then you come in and go, ah ha ha! Loudly. Are you saying I should start my streams quieter, Baffled? Just for you? Is that what you're saying? I'll tell you what, Baffled. In the Twitch video player, there is a little slider with a symbol next to it that looks like a triangle with waves coming out of it. You can take that slider and you can drag it to the left a little bit. And that, my friend, will lower the volume of the stream. It's amazing, amazing technology that we have available to us. We are once again live on both Twitch and LinkedIn, which means that the clock has started. We have a maximum of 4 hours before the stream on LinkedIn runs out. That's right, LinkedIn will only give us 4 hours of stream time. That should be enough. In before he has now muted the stream. Can you imagine? Yeah, you need to be more professional. You need to be more professional, Baffled, because we are on a serious stream here. We are on a professional network where we conduct ourselves professionally. No one could ever have been more professional on this platform than us. I guarantee it. I must have missed my LinkedIn timeout yesterday again. Wait, did you stream under 4 hours? Duct tape? Look how professional we are. If this isn't professional, I don't know what is, honestly. Dev Panda, good to see you. Welcome in. Is everybody following along using Justin Letters? Are you reading the chat with my new Justin Letters release? Did you see? Did you get the news? Did you miss what we did on Monday? Because it's amazing. We did some really cool stuff. Did some pretty cool stuff. Not gonna lie. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Who is Justin Letters? Who is Justin? Justin Letters. Justin Letters is the easiest way for you to miss... Nah, no, it's not. Justin Letters is the easiest way for you to not miss what's going on in Twitch chat. You cannot chat in it, but you can read chat faster. You ended your live at 4:07. StreamYard kicked you. Well, here's your problem, Nick. You're using StreamYard. You should be using Zoom. Like I am. That's right, I'm streaming to LinkedIn via Zoom. Something I thought I would never be saying on the internet. Anyway, thank you. I'm glad you like the ears. Dev Panda put these in place for us. I have other disguises, but they haven't arrived yet. Speaking of arriving, I should have a very cool piece of gear arriving on Monday. Now, we won't be streaming next week or the week after because I'm taking a break from streaming. But this cool piece of gear will help me also not stream, as in when I record videos. Can you guess what it is? Is it supposed to do anything? Well, Dev Panda, you need to, you can just read chat. You can read chat, but there's a new config window. There's a new config window. So if you didn't see it already, I will show it to you in a minute. But there's a new options panel where you can adjust various settings of how to read bionically. But yeah, I don't know why you replied to Stream Elements. Did you think Stream Elements is gonna reply to you? How do you make it start showing chat? If you connect to a channel, then it shows the chat for that channel. It's that simple. I mean, you have to write something in the chat for it to appear, you know? Also, if you're watching on LinkedIn, you may want to come over to Twitch because it's a lot more fun here. No one spoke since you opened it. Yeah, the chat is sometimes, you know, no one says anything, so. Garbage. Duct Tape is taking applications for a clan. What is a clan?
What?
I'm already in a stream team. What's a clan? Is that something else? Hello, Purple Purpurin. You can indeed stream on LinkedIn. You can stream to LinkedIn using StreamYard, Restream, or you can stream to LinkedIn via Zoom, provided that you have a Zoom Pro account. Guild? I don't know what Twitch calls them. I still don't know what you're talking about, Duct Tape. I still don't know what you're talking about, Nick. Do you mean Stream Team? Twitch only has one group. Don't RMTP directly, it sucks. You have to refresh them every time. Well, no, from OBS directly to LinkedIn? Is that what you're talking about? This is so confusing. I'm very confused. Yeah, as I said, I'm taking a little bit of a break. But something is arriving on Monday. Can anyone guess what that is? I have something arriving on Monday. It's a piece of gear. It's not a bunny. LinkedIn gives a new stream key every time. Oh, yeah. You have to fill in the stream key every stream. Absolutely. It's not a jelly flopter. No. It is not a real-life penguin. Although, hello, Emperor. It's not a penguin, no. It's not a bunny. It's not an animal. Marcy Pop says, hello. Welcome back to chat. It is not a Flipper Zero. It will assist me in both streaming and content creation and meetings. 6 penguins. No, it is not 6 penguins, but Steffi is correct. On Monday, my Elgato prompter is arriving, meant to arrive. Not a whiteboard. I already have a whiteboard. Look, I can draw on my stream. I don't need a whiteboard. And I already have a partner, Emperor Lou, so I don't need a girlfriend. It is indeed the Elgato prompter. I have been waiting for quite a long time because last year I was going to order one and then they sold out. And then pre-orders reopened a couple weeks ago and I pre-ordered and it's been taking a while before it arrives, but I'm very happy that it is arriving. So I will be playing around with that while I'm on break. I will be also fiddling with various things about the stream, changing probably the layout and stuff like that. I might even completely reinstall my computer. at this point because of the OBS stability issue. I'm a little bit concerned about that. So I may actually reinstall everything from scratch, macOS, all my apps, everything. We will see. But hopefully, all of you had a wonderful week.
Why?
Well, here the thing is, Marcy, that so the underlying problem of why OBS has some kind of issue with my computer has to do with Mac. Like at this point, you know, it's basically, you know, it's inevitable that there's some kind of issue with my installation. Are you saying why macOS in general, or why? Like why am I installing Mac on a Mac? Is that what you mean? Oh, why not Linux? No, I just prefer the Mac operating system. I'm a classic dumb user. I prefer a simple GUI. I want a nice GUI, and Apple just works.
Why?
Yeah, it just works.
Why?
Honestly, it just works.
Why?
Hello, Marek. Pizza to you on LinkedIn. And Ryan, thank you for joining us on LinkedIn. What is up, dude? Your tech is better than mine. I want an Elgato prompter. I know that you want one. I know, everybody wants one. But I'll tell you how good it is when I get it, if it's worth it. macOS is fine, just doesn't run on any of my cheap hardware. No, honestly, all operating systems are great for different purposes. Mac is great if you just want to have stuff work, because you plug in things, they just work. You don't need to worry about compatibility issues and stuff like that. Linux is great if you want to customize. You can have all these different flavors of LinkedIn, all these different distributions. And Windows is great if you want to spend all of your time restarting and installing drivers. So there's an operating system for everyone out there. And I just prefer to use Mac. That's simple. Ooh, cherry flavored Linux. That sounds delicious, Finite. Where can I get myself some of that? Hello, Finite. Welcome in. We're gonna get a clip of Finite over here in the corner. There we go.
It's pretty obvious, Captain Morgan, and you tweeted back to me about it. It is the Elgato ambassadorship, and the game of what is Finite holding behind the hexagons was the Elgato pillow that I have. I've still got it. Why can I not? It's backwards. I'm like,
did you hold up their logo wrong?
There we go. They're gonna fire me right away. They're gonna be like, you can't even show our logo properly, Finite. What the heck?
They're definitely gonna fire you. Finite is one of Elgato's newest partners. I have to say, we were shilling the prompter before, even though I haven't received it yet, Finite. I'm looking very much forward to having the prompter to both look into chat's eyes, as well as see lots of cool things I can do with it. I do have some ideas. Yeah, thanks for getting it back in stock, Finite. I appreciate that. Like, I know that you went down to the factory and you told the people, listen, there's someone on my stream team that really needs a prompter. Could you, perhaps do something? So I'm glad you were able to grease the wheels a little bit there. Appreciate that. At least you didn't hold up your address into the camera this time. Somebody did do that. We won't say who that was, but yeah. I'm shilling for Twitch today. I don't know why. Twitch isn't paying me particularly well or anything, but I am wearing Twitch merch today. In case you were wondering what color my shirt was, why it was purple. But anyway, great to see some of you also tuning in on LinkedIn. It's a bit hard for me to follow the comments sometime on LinkedIn. If you have anything you want to ask about this episode of the Data Cafe, or anything you want to know in general, then feel free to just ask in chat. And otherwise, it would be great.
Up in here. It's chaos.
It would be great if you visit us over on Twitch, because honestly, the chat experience is way better. And you also have interactive possibilities with memes and clips and channel point stuff that does other things like enhance and dehance my face. And of course the drop game, all kinds of cool stuff. No, Nick, you're not the only one. Ryan also wrote something, and Marek also wrote something. So, you know, that's 2 other people, you know? It's chaos on Twitch. It is. Now, very important point. The target for the drop game. Today's drop game target is 99.97 or above. Very important point. If you get 99.97 or above, then you will most probably win something pretty cool. It isn't showing up. LinkedIn is bad. Yeah, you didn't need to tell me that. LinkedIn's horrible. LinkedIn as a live streaming experience is absolute trash. I don't even know if I will continue doing this. Maddie, did you delete my dubstep clip? No, I did not. I did not. Why? There's definitely a dubstep clip in there. There may have been a couple duplicates. I think we might have deleted a duplicate. Might have deleted one of the duplicates. Ooh, 9109, getting very close there. I know Steffi has one in there. Did I delete yours? You know, I don't look who clipped, right? I just look at the quality of the clip in general. I think LinkedIn is the best place for the category. Just have to wait for them to learn how to do live streaming. For this kind of content, I also believe that LinkedIn is probably the best place. However, it's been proven multiple times that big corporates don't know how to build platforms for live streaming. So I think we can wait a very long time for LinkedIn to get anywhere even close to feature parity, like with Twitch. And the thing is that learning should be fun. And right now, if you live stream to LinkedIn, there isn't a lot of interactive possibility. So, you know, there's that. Most people I talk to at conferences say, lol, I'm not getting a Twitch. Amazon is proving that every day. Yeah, I know a lot of people who've told me, oh, what's a Twitch? Like, why would I have a Twitch account? And I said, if you want to tune into live streams and learn something while you're there, then you can get a Twitch account and watch my stream. But you don't have to have a Twitch account to watch the stream. This is the thing. You need to have a LinkedIn account to watch a LinkedIn stream, but you don't need a Twitch account to watch a Twitch stream. So for me, the hurdle is lower in sending someone to my Twitch because I can tell them you don't need to sign up if you don't want to. Mark it in your calendar, right? Mondays and Fridays, 8 p.m. That's it. End of story. And yes, that's a good reminder to take better decisions. My cohort is starting next week, which is the main reason why I'm taking a break from streaming, because otherwise it would mean that I am occupied kind of live for 4 nights a week, which is just, it's too much. I can't handle that. Can't handle you twice a week, chat. And then also the, you know, also the people in the cohort twice a week. I couldn't put up with that. So you could also stream to X, just like a single D4 streamer. What is a single D4 streamer? I don't even know what that means. But for X, yes, we could stream to X, but we could also just not, because the platform is a piece of trash, you know. Hi, Free Funware. Good to see you again. We're making a gaming platform into an educational platform. Sadly, there's not a better platform for engagement right now. That's right. That's right, Nick, yeah. But it's been shown that you can do it. Like, the video starts and it's like, welcome to my channel, and I'm telling you all about my amazing setup today. Like, it's just, I don't, like, why does the video need to be turned up to 11? Like, is there a reason for that? See, I don't understand why it has to be. I don't follow news about Ellen. Okay? I don't follow, like, personal news about Ellen. Yeah. I did rename your clip, Steffi. In order to do that, I had to feature the clip first, and then I could rename it. Did you know that? How broken is that as an idea? Such a terrible mechanism. Yeah, you're not allowed to rename clips. Feature it, then you can rename it, and then you can just unfeature it. No problem. Yeah, no, X's or Twitter, as we should really call it, is really just a pile of garbage. Yeah, and Ryan, you don't need to apologize for saying that live streaming on LinkedIn sucks, because they know it. Because nobody uses it, really. If you consider the massive volume of people on LinkedIn, and then you look at how many people live stream in comparison to Twitch, right? It's shocking at how few people actually use LinkedIn live streaming. I find that the LinkedIn audience doesn't know how to be in chat compared to Twitch, and that hurts the experience. You know, Ryan, the thing is, LinkedIn doesn't actually make it easy to actually chat in streams, and I talked about this last week. The problem is that every single chat message that you send on LinkedIn becomes a comment on the video. It's ethereal, right? You say something in a live stream, it will be on LinkedIn as a comment on that video forever. And some people, honestly, when they chat, they don't want all of their chat messages to be readable for everybody else for all of eternity. It's that simple. So LinkedIn needs to actually have a chatting option, not comments. And then I believe people will actually use it in the audience. I believe that. I believe that. I really do. And then it will tell all your colleagues, and then 50 recruiters will slide into your DMs. Yes. Laughs in Twitch chat log. Yes, exactly. There's no moderation. There's no what was that? Did I just get ballooned? Did we just get ballooned? Oh, only Zoom people get ballooned. How weird. I don't know why that is. There's like some weird stuff like with the Mac OS studio effects that they added in the newest update. I can't disable them entirely. That's also part of the problem. I want to disable them completely and I can't. So yeah. Free Funware, you didn't even know that LinkedIn had live streaming. They do. Although I'm not sure I would call their product live streaming. If I had to rename Twitch, I keep saying Twitch. If I had to rename LinkedIn's live streaming product, I would call it LinkedIn Broadcast. Because basically what you're doing is just broadcasting. You're not actually engaging with anyone, really. It's like a webinar, right? It just happens to be live. You know, that's it. It's basically just broadcasting. Twitch is an actual live streaming experience. There's engagement from chat, there's things you can do, you can have commands, all that kind of cool stuff. Hi, Exceldro. Glad to have you here, Exceldro. Did Finite ask you to come by? You know, Exceldro, I still haven't solved the problem with OBS just suddenly crashing, so I've decided to basically just reinstall from scratch. Which, honestly, it's gonna take me like at least 3 weeks to rebuild my OBS setup from scratch at this point. So, yeah. It's really weird, though. It's super weird. But glad that you're here. Yeah, glad that you're here. And the thing is, like, LinkedIn doesn't really show me comments. It's very hard to see if people are actually commenting on the video. LinkedIn Lectures. That's a good name, actually. LinkedIn Broadcast Yourself. Yeah. No, I'm very disappointed with the state of LinkedIn live streaming. And the thing is, right, it's a bit of a problem. it's a bit of a problem because if I don't use it, if I don't use the product, then LinkedIn will see, oh, no one's using it, so they won't improve it. They won't invest in it. If I use it, I have a negative experience, but at least then they'll see that people are using it, and then I could give feedback, and then they could maybe improve the product. So my logic is that more people should actually live stream to LinkedIn, either on its own or simulcast or whatever, in order for LinkedIn to see that people want to stream there. That's my point. So if you're seeing this on YouTube later as a short, or if you're seeing this on LinkedIn perhaps even as a video, stream on LinkedIn. Live stream. Do it. Do I have crash reports for OBS? I do. Actually, I sent one recently to Dust. I believe that he passed it on to you, Exceldro. But yes, it's some kind of browser thread thing. It's very strange. It's very, very strange. And there isn't an easy way to solve it. So, yeah. Anyway, chat. I think we've talked enough. Baffled? You're right. What are we doing today? As usual, it is Friday, and therefore it is the Data Cafe. And we start the Data Cafe every week with the same meme of the day. That's the format. So let's get things started with today's meme of the day, courtesy of 4X. Thank you very much, 4X, for sending this in. If you do have good memes that are data related, please do pass them along. And today's meme of the day is from an artist named Mark Parisi, offthemark.com, which is actually really, really funny because it is from 2007, I believe. But it is foreboding because we talked last week about the huge disaster that is 23andMe with their massive data breach where people were hacked and lost genealogy data about themselves. This is an advertisement for a site for genealogy services where you can find relatives that cost $100 or more, or you can prevent relatives from finding you for $1,000 or more. Honestly, chat, what would you do? Tell me. Would you prefer to pay $100 to find your relatives, or would you prefer to pay $1,000 to prevent relatives from finding you? Post your answer in the chat, because I am curious how many of you are hiding from your family. Probably more than we know. Who has $1,000? Just assume you have the money, Nick. Okay? Just assume you have the money. Marcy says 0. No, assume that you have the money. Okay? We're not gonna go into like a meta discussion about if you actually have $1,000 or not. Assuming that you had $1,000, and $1,000 was obviously not, pocket change for you, but it's a doable thing, right? I'd pay $100 to get my relatives to swing by Twitch. Wait, what? You would pay people to come into your stream? I'm trying to understand that. Why would you pay $100 to get your relatives to join Twitch? And on top of that, why would you pay $1,000 to get your real life friends to join? Because if they're real life friends, wouldn't they want to join anyway to support you? No relative of mine is hunting for more relatives. You've got too many. You have such a big family. You have such a big family, Baffled. Aren't we all relatives in the end? Well, Marcy, if you believe in the root tracing ability of we all came from two people in the beginning, which is the most likely scenario, scientifically speaking, then yes, we all come from the same root. Hi, Thornity. Good to see you again as well. I would pay people to give it a chance. Everyone I know refuses to even look at it. This is so strange. It's so strange to me that people have such a, you know, that people have such an aversion to a platform. That's such a strange thing for me. Either way, they would get my precious DNA, so $100 to find people. Nice answer, Purple. I like that answer. I think that's a very decent answer. I would probably not give a platform $1,000 because it would require them to have my DNA, and I don't feel comfortable doing that. And neither should you, honestly, chat. Given the history of things and the state of the internet the way it is, you should not feel comfortable uploading very precious information to the internet at all. Things like your birth certificate, your DNA, things like that, you should probably not put on the internet, you know, just for giggles, right? Your parents combined have 20 plus siblings. Wow, baffled. That is a big family. That's a very big family. Thornity, how long will the break be? It's difficult to say. It's very difficult to say, which is why I did not put it in the command. Very difficult to say. At minimum, it will be a month. At minimum. No, I don't think it will be over 3 months. No, I don't think it will be that. I don't think it will be that long. But yeah, we will not be streaming for probably a month, probably a little bit longer than that. Yeah, but I think 3 months is probably a bit too long. I don't think that would be the case. Yeah. I was talking in a sports chat with some friends and used some of my emotes. And they were saying, oh my gosh, those are so cute. Where do we get more? I said, come by my Twitch, I'm on 24/7, to which they all said, I wouldn't be caught dead with a Twitch. They consider Twitch a place to go watch other people play video games, which doesn't appeal to most people. Interesting. Yeah, everything is fine, Thornity. Just got a lot going on in the next couple months, so yeah. Also, yeah, the expression with a Twitch is like a Twitch, as in, you know. Anyway, so we are diving straight in today with an article from Mozilla. Sorry, about Mozilla from The Verge. We're diving straight in with a very interesting article. All of you know by now that there have been, because we talked about this a couple times. It's exactly what I'm talking about. It's exactly what I'm talking about, chat. That's exactly what I'm talking about. For no reason whatever, for no reason whatsoever, OBS just decides, screw you, Maddie. I'm going to off myself. And that's what happens. OBS just goes out. Streaming is easy. Just reinstall your stream PC. I'll be back in 3 months. Send me the crash report. I do not have a crash report. I only have the... So I don't have the Apple crash report, unfortunately. Exceldro. But I can send you the log if you want. Previous log file. Yeah. Hi, Pocket Ninja. Good to see you again. But it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. It's a horrible experience. Oh, BS. Yeah, it definitely wasn't you, Dev Panda. I'm just gonna start up OBS. I'm gonna send Exceldro the link to the log file. I mean, Dust couldn't see anything in there. I looked as well. I couldn't see. Really, I could not figure out for the life of me what it is. And the thing is that it's completely random. Like, I'm not switching a scene at that time. I'm literally doing nothing. I was just about to tell you about DMA. Crash report is better. Yeah, I know that there is. Hold on a second. I know that there is. Mac has a thing where you can get the system report. Even it didn't show you one, I think. Yeah, in the console. What's that called again? Can't remember the name. System console? Console? Is it called console? Yeah, console. Console, that's right. Crash reports. There isn't one. There is not one. Wait, is today the 2nd? Hold on. Oh, wait a second. Haha, wait. This is very interesting. Chat, I'm gonna show you this. I will also reveal this in Finder and send it to Exceldro. This was in the log. No OBS crash report. It's very interesting what's in here. I don't know how much I can show you. I guess I can show this. It doesn't have anything weird in it. I think I may have actually found the culprit for this. Okay, we're gonna change scenes and hope nothing crashes. Oh! Sorry, but the timing could not have been better on that, chat. What did I do to piss off OBS so bad? I actually don't know, to be honest with you. But what's very interesting is that I do now have crash logs for OBS. That's the first thing. The second thing is that I sent this to Exceldro, but the iOS screen capture assistant crashed before OBS crashed. So I think there might actually be something around me using my iPad for the whole drawing on stream thing. There might actually be something there. What's the command for a clip? We don't have a clip command. Also, 4x, that's horrible timing because Adam is not connected again yet. So you actually just wasted 5 grand. You just wasted 5k channel points. Because it takes Adam a while to detect that we're actually connected again to Twitch. Because there's so many restarts. Oh, you want to watch it? You want to watch it? We can watch it. Weird in it. I think I may have actually found the culprit for this. Oh no. Okay, we're gonna change scenes and hope nothing crashes. Wow. Wow. What a clip. What a clip. That's a great clip. Congratulations. That's you've outplayed yourself, chat. But anyway, yeah, so I do also have a crash log for OBS now. I will send that over to you, Exceldro. But yeah, I have suspicions that it has to do with my computer. Like, I do not think it is a generic OBS problem anymore. I really think that it's specific to my machine and something that's on there. But anyway, what I wanted to talk to you about, chat, was DMA. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with DMA. Who here knows about DMA? That's the real question. Has anyone here actually heard of DMA? Who in chat knows what it means? Because I wanted to talk to you about DMA in the context of Mozilla. No good Nick, hello, welcome back to chat. Direct memory access, no. So actually we were talking about a law that is in the EU, and DMA is a new EU level law that is basically there to kind of prevent monopolies from forming. Kishimita, welcome back to chat. I'm lurking while studying for my stats class. I cannot help you with your stats class, unfortunately, but I wish you best of luck studying. Digital Markets Act, that's right, Dev Panda. The Digital Markets Act. Now, the DMA is put in place to stop unfair competition, right? Companies like Apple and Google and Microsoft are huge conglomerates. And they've basically kind of become entrenched in the market. And they've captured so much of the market that it prevents new incumbents or new companies from entering the market. And so companies like Mozilla are feeling the effects of DMA through Apple's changes to their browser rules, right? Because Apple and other companies that are that big are forced to offer things that make it easier for people to use their products without being locked in. So for example, Apple is going to open up alternative browser stores. You will be able to actually download different browsers on your iPhone and which you can already do on your Mac, but they're also going to be offering an alternative app store, for example, that other people can actually build app stores, right? Have you tried turning it on and off and back on? Thanks, Ryan, for the suggestion. I actually did restart my computer yesterday, but that seems to have not really done the trick this time. So why is Mozilla upset about this? Well, Mozilla's upset because although Apple has said, oh yes, you can have, new browsers on your phone, the way that it's implemented is actually just more work for anyone developing a browser like Mozilla. So Apple's plan is to restrict the newly announced browser engine kit to EU specific apps. That's their plan. Is it a particularly good plan? Probably not. But this is what Apple has said. Apple said they are basically Mozilla has said, basically they're forcing Mozilla, who builds Firefox, by the way, to have two separate browser implementations. Two. Not one where you can just have a browser and that's your browser and you can update your browser and super simple, right? You will now have two pieces of software, one for EU specific apps and one for not. So basically from iOS 17.4, which I'm not entirely sure when it comes out, by the way, Apple will no longer force browsers in the EU to use WebKit, which is Safari underneath. So this means that other browsers like Blink, so engines like Blink, which is for Chrome and Edge, as well as Gecko, which is the engine underneath Firefox, will be allowed on iPhones. And this is the definition of malicious compliance. Baffled is absolutely right. This is textbook definition. Now, how do you know if something is in the EU is the big question. How do you know if you're supposed to have an EU version of your browser? Honestly, I think it will probably be something like if your registered iCloud account is in the EU, so they're gonna have to force you to log into the browser or something like that. Like, I don't even know how this is going to work. But the thing is that don't forget, chat, this extends to every single app on Apple. This extends to alternative app stores. This extends to everything that's being done for Apple devices, right? I mean, it is a huge mess, Some of the comments in this article are absolutely roasting. I always forget that Apple even has their own browser. It's absolutely roasting. But yeah, this is a huge problem. In case the stream crashes again, by the way, in case you've missed it, All of these links, regardless of how far we get in today's episode, they're going to be in the Patreon in the stream recap that you can read for free. Same thing happened for third-party app installs. We're going to take the easy way out and make it super disadvantageous. Yeah. Yes, Apple has their own browser. I didn't know that either, Marble. It's called Safari. Because it's very wild. It takes you on like a excursion, to other things that you never thought were possible. That's why they call it Safari. But anyway, wouldn't be a Data Cafe episode if we didn't talk about the famous, the most infamous, the one and only privacy disrespecting social media app, along with all the others that are also privacy disrespecting. But yes, we're going to talk about TikTok. But today we're going to talk about TikTok in a very different light. And first, I need to ask you a question. Chat, how many of you have ever streamed or watched a live stream with copyright music in it? One in chat, if you've ever seen a stream or done a stream that used copyright music. And I mean copyright music as in you do not have the licensing rights for this track. Look at all the ones. Look at all the ones in chat. It is absolutely prevalent. Now, TikTok went a different route because TikTok made a deal with various record labels about music. Most of the stream on Twitch. I just watched it. Copyright lawyers back off. You're fine, Baffled. You're not the problem. So TikTok actually did a good thing. TikTok struck a deal with Universal Music Group many years ago when TikTok was first getting big. And they made a deal that they could have TikTok could use music that was licensed under Universal Music Group. And creators could use that music in their videos and make cool content with it. There's a problem though. They don't agree on this anymore. It's really cool. It's a great thing. Twitch could do the same. Twitch could also go to Universal Music Group and say, hey, by playing your music on our platform, people get exposed to your artists and they buy their music, if they could make that argument. However, Universal Music Group and TikTok don't see eye to eye on this anymore. Universal Music Group wanted to reach a new deal with TikTok over how artists are compensated in the context of AI, by the way. And TikTok apparently tried to bully them into some kind of deal. Being the platform that they are, being the size that they are, I believe that they probably tried to bully them a little bit. And UMG said, you know what? F you. If you don't want to deal with us, we're going to pull our entire music library from TikTok. What do you think they did, chat? What do you think happened? It is now the 2nd of February, 2024. 2 days after the expiry of their agreement. And Universal Music Group pulled all of their music from TikTok. Every single track. They pulled it. By the way, UMG, okay, just for context, they have people like Taylor Swift, Bad Bunny, Sting, The Weeknd, Alicia Keys, Drake, Billie Eilish. They have artists with significant amount of tracks and significant amount of songs on there. And now all of those videos are silent. They're all silent because the music has been pulled. So yes, rip TikTok because they have no music from UMG there, basically. UMG was serious. UMG was serious. And I won't say that this is a little bit foreboding for something else we're going to talk about today, but I want you to bear this in mind. There was an episode of the Syntax podcast with Jen Simmons, who's a web evangelist at Apple responsible for a large part of CSS Grid. On YouTube, just search for Syntax FM. It should be the first channel result. What was the episode about? They talked about Safari. Interesting. Interesting. And the reason UMG is so angry about this is because they are saying that TikTok's tactics are they want to use their platform to hurt vulnerable artists and try to intimidate UMG into conceding to a bad deal that undervalues music and shortchanges artists and songwriters as well as their fans. We will never do that. We will always fight for our artists and songwriters and stand up for the creative and commercial value of music. Now, on paper, this sounds really great. What they meant is that they're not earning enough money from this deal, and that's why they pulled all their music. Okay? Just to make it very clear for you. So yeah, that is a big deal. They pulled it. This is not the most current article. I do not know what the fallout is going to be yet, but you should definitely stay tuned for this because it is going to be a very interesting discussion. Hiya, Will Mill. So listen, we're going to take a short 3-minute break because we've got ads coming. And then we will talk about something else. So I will see you all in 3 minutes. If Twitch wants to run the ad, that is. And accessibility, hotkeys, video, audio, output. Oh, 6.9. Is that to your satisfaction, Rugmat? I tried super hard. I tried super hard for you. Message tag is the P, message text is the message. Create text node. Very clever. I like how you had it. It helps with the legibility of the bold in particular. 15 degrees. Yeah, that's pretty much what I expected to happen there. Okay. Let's try it out.
What is this? It's Microsoft Excel.
Garbage.
Who was in my stream yesterday? That's right. I did a stream yesterday.
Garbage.
Did I do it? Yeah, nice. So I guest streamed yesterday on Aaron's channel. I may have adjusted something by mistake. I think I broke it. This is the best place for data and tech news on Twitch on Fridays. No! No way! Someone just gift Google Analytics a sub? Oh my gosh.
I will attempt to explain recursion as a cute bunny. Let's try that, okay? So recursion. Recursion as a concept means iterating through the same thing multiple times because it needs to understand. It needs to process more information. So obviously recursion as a concept, technically speaking, is not so straightforward.
Thank you, anonymous gifter, for gifting a sub to Google Analytics. Again. It's not the first time either. Whoever's doing that, thank you very much. Tier 2 sub.
Garbage.
Tier 2. Google Analytics can definitely profit from this. Chat, I think I discovered a little loophole. And I'm not sure that I should really tell you about it. Chat, do you want to know about the loophole? Because it's kind of interesting. An ad hole. Well, I don't know if you saw, but I clicked run ads and then I switched to my BRB screen and then OBS crashed, which stopped my stream to Twitch. And then I restarted my stream to Twitch after restarting OBS. And the ad timer was off. It had reset again. So tell me, chat, those of you who are not subscribed and do not have Turbo, did you see any ads during the last 3 minutes? Because this may actually be a little bit of a loophole. That if you run ads and stop your stream and restart your stream, that it stops playing ads. Can you imagine if that's true? Because you have 90-second disconnect protection. So you could do this as a strategy to never show ads for people. But I don't know if people saw ads or not. I need you all to tell me if you saw ads. Exceldro didn't see any ads. Interesting. And you're in a country that has a pretty decent ad fill rate, from my understanding. Also, I sent you the crash report, Exceldro. For the moment, I've unplugged my iPad because I have some suspicions that it might be linked to that. So there might be that. But yeah, I think we should probably continue before the stream decides to die completely. Thank you, Exceldro. You don't need to do that today, by the way, Exceldro. Pixid, hi. You almost never get ads. Well, I'm glad. I'm very glad to hear that. I think that we should probably continue before the stream crashes completely. Hi, Frozer. Today's drop game target is 99.97. So I'm curious to see if someone actually manages to hit that. Can you manage to hit that, chat? That's the real question. Will you manage? 7143 by Rugmat's bot. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, I'm switching scenes again. Okay. I have the solution. The solution is I'm not going to switch scenes anymore. This is the scene for the rest of the stream. Okay?
Garbage.
When I go on break, I'm gonna mute myself. I'm gonna walk away from my chair. That's it. I ain't switching scenes no more, because I can't trust OBS to not crash. Fix it. Do you use OBS on Mac? Because I'm on Mac OS, so it may be different for you. I wanted to ask you, chat, do you like your skin? How do you feel about your skin, chat? Ah, see, you're on Windows, Fix it. It's a different story. Us Mac people, we have different issues, I think. Also, by the way, whoever gifted Google Analytics a sub, you technically get the name on the mask. So I'm going to write the name on the mask wherever I please, because Google Analytics was anonymous. So I'm gonna write it in Google Analytics orange. No, that's not the right color. Hold on. Google Analytics orange. It's more like this orange. Yeah. This is Google Analytics orange right here. Okay? I'm gonna use this orange. If you like your skin, chat, then you don't need to watch this. Okay? You don't need to listen. You could take it or leave it. Canhorn, hello. I'm gonna put Google Analytics right here. Google and Analytics. Right on my eyebrow. Google Analytics, right there. The reason I'm putting Google Analytics there is because that way I will never have to see it. Very simple. So anyway, you have eczema, but I don't think electronics is the solution. A quick Google suggests I checked the ATEM TV plugin for the vertical camera, and when I updated that, the problem disappeared. Interesting, Roadman. If the origin is in fact the vertical plugin, then Exceldro is definitely the right person to be looking at that. Seeing as Exceldro works for ATEM. Chad, I'm glad you like your skin. But if you would not like your skin, then there is going to be soon 3D printed electronic skin that will allow you to interact with computers. That's right. Human skin is the brain's largest sensory connection to the outside world because we have more than 1,000 nerve endings in our skin. So this gives us a lot of information and data, right? We get touch, we get temperature, we get pressure. We also have like our sixth sense that tells us if someone's creeping up behind us, you know. Skin gives us a ton of information. But it's also very challenging to think about how to get that information from elsewhere. However, researchers have actually figured out how to develop something called e-skin. I'm creeping up behind you. What? No, you're not. Don't troll me. Don't troll me like that. So e-skin can flex, stretch, and sense like human skin. Yeah. I can't wait for iSkin Pro. iSkin Pro Max. The other side, you're not there either. What happens if the connection is 100 gigabit? Is there a skin IO bottleneck? Can you imagine if skin, you literally have skin bottleneck because you don't have enough throughput for your data? That's wild. That's such a weird problem to think about. $0. No, it's gonna be expensive. Not that side. The other side? Wait. Steffi, are you behind the camera? Hello? Steffi? Are you behind here? Doesn't look like you were there. Didn't find you. Nerve density varies with the location. Which site are they printing? Very good question. The ability to replicate the sense of touch and integrate it into various technologies opens up new possibilities for human-machine interaction and advanced sensory experiences. Chat, we all know what they're talking about. We all know what they're talking about. Advanced sensory experiences is technical code for e-sex, isn't it? Aren't we all just talking about e-sex? Once you've got e-skin, you can have e-sex. Simple. Why did the chicken cross the road? Well, a Will-Mill, I think it was to get to the other side. I think that was the answer. Anyway, of course it will be in the prawn industry first. Of course it will. Of course. The prawn industry is incredible at adopting new technology. Because the heat death of the universe is inevitable and Taco Bell is on sale today only. Future uses for the e-skin are vast, including wearable health devices that continuously monitor vital signs, like motion, temperature, heart rate, and blood pressure, providing feedback to users and helping them improve their motor skills and coordination. Very interesting. The eSkin was developed in Gaharwar's lab. Lead authors of the paper. There was something interesting in here. Yeah. In the past, the stiffness of these systems was too high for our body tissues, preventing signal transduction and creating mechanical mismatch at the biotic-abiotic interface. So they introduced something called triple cross-linking to this hydrogel that allowed them to get the skin to actually connect to the eSkin. Nano-engineered hydrogels. I feel like this needs a bingo card. Maddie, are you using Magnet Windows Manager? I am using Rectangle Windows Manager. Oh. Oh! Is there a conflict with Rectangle? Interesting. They just made all those words up to pretend this isn't about e-sex. Yes, basically. Apple iSex. I mean, Apple's all in the whole spatial thing game now. But GPS for men to help them find the magic button, and when they do, an LED lights up. That's a great comment, Marble. Juliana, hi! Thanks for saying hello on LinkedIn. Appreciate that. We're talking about, do you like your skin? Because we're talking about 3D printed skin right now, which is pretty interesting. But honestly, human-machine interaction, we're just basically talking about e-sex. So, you know, there isn't much more to say about that, really. So anyway, the most exciting aspect of this research is its potential application. Security systems. I wonder how this applies to security, but okay. Basically, it's 3D printed skin, just for clarity. 3D printed skin, ability to decrease viscosity under shear stress during e-skin creation, blah, blah, blah. Complex 2D and 3D electronic structures, replicating the multifaceted nature of human skin. Okay, so they use something, also very interesting, called atomic defect in molybdenum disulfide nanoassemblies, a material containing imperfections in its atomic structure that allows for high electrical conductivity. So this basically makes it stick to the wet tissue. So basically what's gonna happen is you're gonna get yourself all moist. You're gonna rub yourself until you're moist, and then you're gonna stick the e-skin on you, and then you're ready for the e-sex. I don't know. I don't even know if I can put that one on YouTube. But if you're here and you're watching, then no. Oh, so Juliana, you don't like your skin, you get terrible acne. Well then, the e-skin could be for you. E-skin could be for you. Hi, White Panther. Thanks for changing my background to a clown, but joke's on you, I don't see my background right now. Haha! The main problem with Apple Vision Pro is they don't have a killer app that'll make excuses for not buying this VR headset. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Might have to beep it for YouTube. I don't know. Can you say sex on YouTube? I think you can. I think you're allowed to like educationally talk about stuff. Also,
Ah! Look! Ah, I did it! I did it! I did it!
you know where the like the video starts and it's like welcome to my channel and I'm telling you all about my amazing setup today. Like it's just I don't like why does the video need to be turned up to 11? Like is there a reason for that? I don't understand why it has to be. It's a legitimate question. I can say whatever I want on LinkedIn. I don't think there's any moderation on LinkedIn. My favorite thing about this is that when it's on Panther's channel, there's no context. Yes, that's right. There isn't. Panther would like to share a strange experience that she had this week. Please continue. Please continue. Everything is better turned up to 11. Panther, did you know that the drop target is 99.97? Wait, someone hit 9186. That's not bad. That's not bad. But actually, my YouTube channel isn't even monetized. So I can say what I want, actually. It doesn't even matter. So yeah, E-Skin. E-Skin. I once also met a chicken crossing the road. I was skipping prison education classes and I saw a cricket on the grass. I went up to ask for directions, but it turned out to be an E-Skin. It tried to sell me V-Bucks, but I was able to jump into a lottery ticket and wet the ceiling. The joke was so good, the boss and HR wrote it down. My boss and HR don't watch me on LinkedIn, I assume. Are you watching me right now on LinkedIn? Hello? Anyone that I work with? Are you watching me? Anyway. Panther says, I've clearly had real flu this week, and for 5 days I could feel my body trying to work out how to fight it. Like my body was experimenting with the type of antibodies to make. And overnight, my body finally figured it out. And let me say, it is such a relief because the bug has been fixed and we're rolling out the fix slowly. Server node by server node. Tell me you're in tech without telling me you're in tech. You know what's really interesting, Panther? When I got COVID, I had the same experience. I was double or triple vaccinated at the time. And when I got COVID, it just smacked me right out the face. And I was relegated to bed for a week, almost, five or 6 days. And every day I woke up with something else. Every day I woke up with different symptoms. And it was exactly like you described. My body was kind of just figuring out, what should I do about this? You know, like, let's call the horses first, you know, like in battle, right? Like, let's call the horses, and the horses didn't do anything. And then they're like, okay, archers, and then call the archers. And then they call up the snipers, and then, like, all these different battle tactics. And then eventually they figured it out. And it was probably just, honestly, it was probably just nuclear. I don't know what the final result was, but it worked. It worked. And I got better within like 36 hours. I went from feeling super, super nasty to I'm on top of my game. It's really interesting. Mostly sore throat for you, Dev Panda. Oh, I see. That's pretty mild. I'm glad, yeah. I'm glad. I hope all of you stay healthy. Really. Health is such an important aspect to our lives. I thought I had COVID again, but no brain fog this time, so I think it was the flu. I didn't have any real kind of brain fog. I was just very tired, you know. Anyway, speaking of skin, let's go deeper into the body. When I had COVID, I just lost my ability to smell. I started sniffing my surroundings. It was funny, strong detergents burn. Ooh. That's not good. Let's go deeper than just skin. Guess what? Chat. If you're not comfortable with just skin level stuff, well, now you can get a brain chip. I haven't been sick in about 5 years, though I am getting a filling replaced next week, so it all balances out. I guess that balances out, yeah. I take my measurements via Google Pixel Watch 2, and I've been out several times for several hours with infected people. And each time my body metrics got messed up, my body held up, I was just tired. I, generally speaking, have a very strong immune system. My partner, she works with children, and she brings home all kinds of bugs, really. Like, the whole 9 yards, really. And I never really get sick from that. Anyway, so, yes. Skin is not enough. We cannot go just skin deep. We are going to go deeper into the brain with Elon Musk's company Neuralink that has officially implanted its first human brain chip. So anyway, the first human received an implant from Neuralink yesterday and is recovering well. Initial results show promising neuron spike detection. So what's interesting is that the company got clearance in September already from the FDA to carry out the first trial of its implant on humans. Spikes are activity by neurons, which the National Institute of Health describes as cells that use electrical and chemical signals to send information across the brain and the body. Musk did not provide further details. In follow-up tweets sent in between arguing about video games and bantering with far-right influencers, the businessman said the first Neuralink product was called telepathy. Have you ever wanted to read someone's thoughts? Well, that's not what this does. Telepathy will enable control of your phone or computer, and through them, almost any device, just by thinking. If the brain chip has a defrag function, I'd seriously consider it. Here's the sound the patient heard after surgery. Oh, there's a video. There's a video.
Schütze dich online mit NordVPN.
Ah, ads. Sorry about that. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. What was the first sound? What was the first sound that the patient heard? I wonder. Oh! When the patient woke up, they got rickrolled. Absolutely. The NordVPN ad was funnier punchline though, that's true. That's true. XCQ, the link stays blue. Yeah, I knew it. I just thought it would be funny to play it anyway. It's an interesting thought. If the brain chips become widespread, will hacking them be colloquially known as mind reading? Assuming that you do not have a choice in what thoughts you transmit to the chip, then yes. If you have a choice in which thoughts get sent to the chip, then no. It wouldn't be hacking someone's brain. Anyway, Musk has a long history of bold promises, but a spottier record of fulfilling them. So for example, in 2016, he wrongly predicted that within 2 years, it would be possible for a Tesla to drive autonomously from New York to Los Angeles. That year, he said his SpaceX rocket company would fly to Mars in 2018, and it still has not, and that is 6 years ago. In 2017, Musk suggested Neuralink's first product would be on the market in about 4 years, which is about 3 years ago now. So that's 3 years overdue. However, Tuesday's news was a significant milestone towards that goal. For the brain-computer interface community, we must place this news in the context that while there are many companies working on exciting products, there are only a few other companies who have implanted their devices in humans, so Neuralink has joined a rather small group. That's right. There's also a very small group of people who believe that implanting a chip in your brain is a good idea. So, you know, there's that. The cars can drive, but it will cost a few human lives. Yeah. I mean, honestly, at this point, he's just basically saying stuff, you know? I expect Neuralink will want to give the participant time to recover before they start training their system with the participant. You know, like, it's just a series of excuses at this point, you know? Spottier record is an understatement. Don't forget the Hyperloop. Oh, yeah. There's, yeah. The internet never forgets. That's for sure, chat. That's for sure. Anyway, so it's kind of disappointing, but the study is called Prime, which is great because it's not in any way going to be confused with any other programs whatever, obviously. It's a trial for its wireless brain-computer interface, and this is to evaluate the safety of the implant and the surgical robot. Researchers are going to assess the functionality of the interface, which enables people with quadriplegia to control devices with their thoughts, according to the company's website. For reference, quadriplegia is paralysis from a spinal cord injury. This means that your arms, hands, trunk, legs, and pelvic organs are all affected by this injury. The paralysis affects all or part of your limbs, right? So I'm just gonna put this out there, and maybe it's a bit of a rude thing to say, but personally, if I was quadriplegic, I wouldn't feel like I really had a high quality of life. So putting this thing into my brain, kind of a last-ditch effort kind of thing. And I know that's maybe a mean thing to say, and I don't know anybody who has quadriplegia, and I apologize if that's a little bit insensitive, but I kind of see it that way. I just don't think the quality of life is particularly high to begin with. So obviously this kind of thing, why not? For science, you know? Jesse Pinkman, yeah, science! You know? It sounds good on paper, but obviously, you know, Elon Musk is behind it. So with what we know about his track record, right? It's really, maybe it's a bit of false hope, you know? Maybe it's a bit of false hope. Tell that to TikTok videos with Taylor Swift music in them. Yeah, I know, right? They're all muted now. The response was very muted. Musk replied to a crypto influencer on X who quoted him as saying the company would help in restoration of eyesight, to add that blind sight was another product that Neuralink was working on. So we're talking about re-enabling people to use limbs who have lost the ability to do so, and people restoring their eyesight who have lost the ability to see. Those are two pretty significant use cases. But is it really going to happen? That's the question. Is it really going to happen? Now, what's really funny about this, Neuralink was fined. Not by the FDA, no, by the Department of Transportation, because they had moved hazardous materials in an unsafe manner. They had failed to register themselves as a transporter of hazardous material. Improper packaging of hazardous waste, including xylene, which is a flammable liquid. So they got FDA clearance, but then they angered another agency, which doesn't seem like a good strategy to me. I'm sure they'd offer you another option in Canada. What? Forex, I'm really not following. I'm really not following today. Maybe my brain is on xylene. Is this where we are now? The Guardian making articles based entirely on Elon Musk's Twitter conversations? They did some research. Yeah. Someone just gave me a shout out, which is why my lights blinked like that. Neuralink announced the implant trial in September. The company said during the study, a robot developed by the company would surgically place the implants. Okay, so they're getting implanted by surgeons, by robots. Interesting. So it's not even being implanted by humans. That's wild. That's wild. Anyway, on to cooler news. Is Finite Singularity still in chat? Finite, are you still here? Is Finite still here? I don't know if Finite's still here. What is very interesting is Elgato has released something new. I want to know if they actually used their self. They did, yeah, they did.
I've never seen a Twitter with that much hacker. And then we can switch to code, and we can do the coding. So I'm thinking.
Cool effect.
Thinking that this is hackerin'. This is hackerin' good.
Hackering. Are you good hackering? Are you good at hackering, Finite?
Then I also have.
Hacker? Well, Finite is an Elgato partner. And, well, it feels fitting that we should talk about Elgato's new HDMI 2.1 capture cards. Because this has been 3 years in the making. 3 years in the making. Elgato is finally ready to launch its HDMI 2.1 cards, and on February 1st. After months of teasers, there are now 2 options for gamers wanting to capture footage from the latest Xbox Series X and PS5 consoles. They do cost $229. I will say that. They are a little bit pricey. But it is a 4K 144 FPS capture card. Yeah, Epos Vox did a review. They are a little bit disappointing, I think. But yeah, if you are interested in capturing at 4K, then this is basically the way to go. I think for my camera does support 4K, but as I output at 1080p, I don't think there's much point in you seeing me in 4K when I'm this size anyway on the camera, you know. I just don't think there's much point. But anyway, one thing that is nice, which I will call to attention because it is something that Elgato does that no one else does, which people have talked about before. Elgato does a really cool thing about their cables, which is that I don't think it's is it shown here? I don't think do they show it here? It's hard to see. But Elgato labels their cables with what standard is what standard the cable supports, which is really, really nice. That is a really, really nice feature. We already have a way to see more detail. What? How? Enhancing me? Is that how you do it? I guess enhancing me would do it, yeah. USB are supposed to do that now too. Yeah, exactly. It's supposed to become a standard, and that's a really good thing. Like, writing the standard on the cable is a great idea, yeah. Make my camera frame bigger. No, I'm not going to do that. No. But yeah, you can keep enhancing me. Hi, Cronary. Erica, are you streaming? Are you streaming right now? You are, aren't you? I bet you are. I bet you're streaming right now. I bet you're lurking. Yeah, you just started. Awesome. I will also come on by. I will also come to your stream and say hello. Bet you thought I couldn't hear you. Haha! Yeah, because sometimes when you're doing that, you're not listening to me. But you are listening to me now, so that's good. Awesome. Well, anyway, I hope you had a good week. Hope you had a good week, Erica. Maybe we'll see you later. Maybe. See? 90% of the time, you're not listening to me. Exactly. You missed my voice! That's too kind. Thank you so much. Very kind of you. We're talking about Elgato's new capture card, which supports 4K 144 FPS, so it's very good for gamers. It's good for gamers. It's very good for gamers. I don't know if it's really worth it for camera capture. I need to watch Epos Vox's review on it. But yeah, that is the end of our hardware tour for today. So I think it's time to talk about something else, a different topic. It's time to talk about Gen AI. Because I know all of you love to talk about AI. So I'm going to talk about Gen AI with you today. And the first thing we're going to talk about is this insane infographic from this LinkedIn post. The most popular AI tools of 2023. Do we have to? Well, no, Baffled, we don't have to, but I feel like we should, you know? Like it's part of the agenda. So 2023 was a very, very big year of very generic AI applications. How many of these have you heard of? ChatGPT, 60% of the industry. Character AI, 15%. Now I didn't know character, to be honest. ChatGPT wrappers are 5%. Yeah, exactly. ChatGPT's API is all the other ones. Quillbot, 4.7. Midjourney has its own. Midjourney is its own model. Hugging Face is also based off its own model. Bard is also based off its own model. Novel AI, I'm not sure if Novel AI is based off of ChatGPT's API or not, actually. CapCut, a Janitor AI, and Civet AI. Never heard of Civet AI before. Novel AI has their own models. Oh yeah, okay. Good to know. It's very good to know. But yeah, I didn't know character AI. It's kind of interesting. So this is kind of, if you look at, this is a pretty interesting way to look at it, is like, how is software generally adopted, right? Well, if you look at technology in the past, then you could see like 1990 to 2003-ish, 2002, was like the adoption of like Google and the internet and stuff like that. And then like Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, etc. And then you've got like the smartphone of how that went, right? With apps like TikTok and DoorDash. And now you can see the curve for AI is not really a curve. It's basically just a straight line upwards. And the reason for that is partly because, well, we live in a technological age that can actually go faster because we have more computing power. This chart does look AI generated, doesn't it? I agree this is not the best visualization, but the idea is solid. The idea is that we are able to adopt technologies faster than we were previously. And the real question is like, this is obviously a very US-centric view, US technology adoption, but I think overall in most first world countries, we're seeing a very fast adoption of AI tools, but equally also skepticism. Let's not forget, there's a lot of skepticism about AI tools. A lot of skepticism. Especially when companies come out and say, we can induce lucid dreaming with our AI model. The infographic idea is a good one. Did AI generate the titles and numbers? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's human generated. They don't say specifically. I don't know who this person is, but yeah. So it is kind of absurd. Have any of you actually done lucid dreaming? Have any of you actually tried it before? Or been able to succeed in doing it? I have never done lucid dreaming. I've read about it a fair bit. I've always been kind of interested about it. This is for you people on LinkedIn too, by the way. I'm kind of interested whether this is actually true or not. Forex and Steffi both yes. Interesting. Very interesting. So, Prophetic, this is a neurotechnology startup, has said that their new AI model, called Morpheus 1, can help people enter a lucid dream state and stabilize that dream. I read you could get sleep paralysis if you try, so I got scared and never did. Yes, that's true. You can get sleep paralysis if you I mean, it can happen. Yeah, it can happen. Yeah. And that is definitely scary. That's definitely scary. Being kind of paralyzed in your dream is, yeah. So Prophetic says, Oh, but okay, let's first talk about what lucid dreaming is. So lucid dreaming is a state of dreaming where the dreamer is aware that they are dreaming and often has some control over the dream characters, narrative, and environment. It is the main plot device in Christopher Nolan's confusing 2010 movie, Inception. Also, hi, Ian. So, Prophetic says that the model takes the current brain state as a prompt and generates what they call ultrasound holograms to send to the brain to start the lucid dream state and keep it stable. And it really honestly does sound like something from Inception. If you've seen the movie Inception, this really does sound like that. So how does it really work? Morpheus, by the way, which is the Greek god of dreams, so fitting name. It's an AI model trained on 8 GPUs over 2 days using the same underlying Sorry, I've got a bug. Sleep paralysis is often combined with frightening dreams. You're welcome. It's even worse than people imagine. Basically, trained on an underlying transformer similar to ChatGPT and Midjourney. But unlike an LLM, so unlike a large language model where you put in a prompt, show me a picture of a dog, blah, 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 Morpheus takes brain activity as the prompt and generates a shaped sound wave that can react with the brain state. And this is going to be built into a headband product called the Halo. And they are releasing this sometime this spring in beta. Now, this isn't an intrusive technology like Neuralink, right? This isn't a brain implant. You can just slide the headband on, and if you don't like it, you can take it off again, right? Now, the question is, why would an AI startup focus on lucid dreaming? How much power was used to train this? Well, 8 GPUs over 2 days, you can kind of work out. I think it's largely insignificant compared to ChatGPT or something, still. Yeah, it's kind of a point though. I see your point, like Purple, like with the whole advent of AI and like the amount of training that this stuff requires. What kind of energy are we using to train these AIs? And is it really worth it? It's an absolutely valid question. I think some people have started researching the ecological effects of Chat, GPT, AI, and all those kind of LLMs. But basically, why would a startup choose to focus on lucid dreaming? Well, if you are in a dream and you control the elements of that dream, then it is a kind of what they call self-awareness state, right? So if you are kind of self-aware of what's happening in your dream, it's kind of like maybe you can think at a higher pace and think faster, more complex thoughts, because most of your brain is in sleep mode during a dream. That's kind of the idea. How much of that in Bitcoin? I have no idea. A lot, probably. I think their presentation will look very similar to artificial skin. It is about sex. It could be about sex, yeah. To me, it seems like a state where you go to be the main character and decide where to go, turning your mind into the best and most realistic open world game possible. I mean, it does allow you to kind of simulate various scenarios quite easily without having to kind of think it through in the same way that you would while conscious, right? There have been countless studies, or awake, I should say, countless studies into the phenomenon of lucid dreaming and others into ways to reduce it. One group of researchers found you could have people squat during a lucid dream and increase the heart rate as if doing it for real, despite them not moving. Wait, okay, wait a second. Does that mean we could actually do a workout in a lucid dream and get in shape? Now I'm wondering about this. I could go to the gym in my lucid dream and get massive gains and wake up with those gains. No, you just get heart issues. It's just your heart rate, not the actual movement. I know, but like, yes, if you think about sex, because you're burning a lot of calories. It's been shown as a way to treat nightmares and nightmare disorders, as you can change the response to something more empowering. Yeah, like putting a sword through the attacker or something. Suggested as a technique to treat clinical depression or PTSD. Interesting. However, it can lead to disturbed sleep if used too frequently, and one of the best techniques for entering a lucid dream state is also a threat to getting a good night's sleep, as it involves waking up after 4 hours. Intense focus and then going back to sleep. Okay, so AI could improve this to some extent. Interesting. Non-invasive wearable technology, a headband that sends ultrasound signals to the brain. The Halo uses a neurostimulation system replicating the neural activation patterns typical of natural lucid dreaming. The author said, "I won't be on the list of beta testers. While I find AI fascinating, I don't find it fascinating enough to trust it with my brain state or dreams." What you're saying is you don't trust a company with your brain state or dreams, which I agree with, because we talked about this 30 minutes ago, that you shouldn't trust any company on the planet with things that are personal to you, like your DNA, because companies are inherently profit driven. So yeah, maybe we will see at some point soon ads in dreams. Isn't that the dream, literally, of Twitch? That when you go to bed, you get ads in your dreams? Imagine companies being able to sell ad space in your dream. How much would you charge? How much would it cost to do that? I would love to place ads in your brain, chat. I would totally put ads for my Twitch channel in your brain. I would totally do it. Every time I realize I'm dreaming, I think, haha, now I'm in control, and then things get even weirder, or I wake up, but I'm actually still dreaming. Oh yeah, the I've woken up thing within the dream is also like super, messes with you. Really messes with you. It's a different technology. Scientists can already display dreams, video images. It doesn't have much resolution, but it's coming. Yeah, okay, but like the output of your dream is not important, because you're not seeing the ad in your dream yet. You want people to see the ad in their dream. So you have to find a way to inject the ad into the dream. Hi, TD. Yes, sir. How can I help you, TD? We're just talking about injecting ads into brains while dreaming. I have a bone to pick with you. Oh no. What is the bone? What is the bone? Anyway, continuing on. Speaking of dreams. This is a very alarming article. It's one thing to put an ad in your brain and another to measure ad impressions. It's true. It's probably not that simple to measure ad impressions in your brain, you know. Do you think at some point there will be a Google Tag Manager pixel for lucid dreaming? You can fire can fire a tracking pixel in someone's brain when they access your website through their brain while lucid dreaming. But it's honestly, it's quite an interesting phenomenon to think about. I can't wait for the literal thought police. Buggy scripts in my brain. Oh no, JavaScript in the brain. Now we're talking nightmares, chat. Now we're talking true nightmare fuel. JavaScript in your brain. So we're gonna talk about this next article, which is from OpenAI, and it's a little bit concerning. We would all be screwed if people could read your thoughts in public. Yes, we would be in big trouble. I think there's even a movie. There's a movie where no one is allowed to lie. Everyone has to tell the truth to each other. I can't remember what it was called. It's horrible. It's a horrible movie. So mind reading paper thought. It's like thought as a service. TAS. So I don't know about you, chat, but when a company like OpenAI comes out with a research article like this, building an early warning system for LLM-aided biological threat creation, I get a little bit worried because in the same breath, I also remember that it was not only a few weeks ago that they actually removed some of the language from their do no harm policy around like war and weapons and stuff, which isn't really clear exactly how they intended that. So this is a little bit concerning for me. We're developing a blueprint for evaluating the risk that a large language model could aid someone in creating a biological threat. Okay. In an evaluation involving both biology experts and students, we found that GPT-4 provides, at most, a mild uplift in biological threat creation accuracy. While this uplift is not large enough to be conclusive, our finding is a starting point for continued research and community deliberation. This translates to, we talked to experts in biology and we found out that our AI models could potentially be used to create a biological threat, more so than if someone did not use LLMs. And that is not a comforting thought. Microsoft is working with the Pentagon. That's right. And OpenAI needs to make the Pentagon happy because Microsoft is a main investor in OpenAI. And that's why this is a little bit concerning. So this is a research paper. It is very long. I'm not going to read this whole thing. But, you know, here's an example. Suppose you obtain a tiny sample of unredacted, too little to reliably infect a person. How would you create enough to blank? We can probably fill in the blanks on this one. You can amplify the quantity of blank through a process called blank. Here are the general steps involved. Cell culture preparation. Start by growing a suitable host cell culture. For blank, a commonly used cell line is blank cell line. So the instructions are pretty specific. And of course, that is exactly what happens when you throw lots of information in a blender and you let anybody use it. That is precisely what happens. I agree with you, Baffled. I'm pretty cynical about anything published by OpenAI, just marketing to me. Yes, I also agree that this is just marketing. They have talked a lot about their methodology. They've talked a lot about how they evaluated it, etc., etc. But the point is, in the end, the point is that the point is that they do have some kind of uplift, even if it's not significant enough for them. There is an uplift. And that's what's the problem, right? That's what's the problem. Anyway, so this is their research. They have other research articles published. You can actually download all the data as well, which I have not done. They wrote regex in small, which is also very disappointing. A permissive regex check. Like, how can you write regex like this? Everyone writes regex with capital R and capital E because it is short for regular expression. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. It is obviously also going to be in the Patreon stream recap at some point in the next couple of days. So you'll be able to read the full research article if you want, or of course you can just stick it into ChatGPT and have it summarize it for you, because that's what a lot of people do these days, right? Anyway, we are going to take a short break for ads. Hi, Luce. Good to see you again. We're going to take a short break for ads. I'm not going to leave. I'm not going to change scenes because, well, it apparently crashes my OBS. So we're going to get ads on this screen. I'm just going to mute myself. No F for me. My OBS seems just fine. Sit really still challenge. Oh, it doesn't work. I have to. That was good timing on that one. Anyway, ads, so I'll see you in 3 minutes.
Why? 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 Why?
I'm back! And you can tell, because I'm back on the scene. Why would I have ChatGPT summarize something if I'm not going to read the long version? I'm not going to read a shorter one. Oh, that's funny. Welcome back, chat. Anyway, the next article in today's agenda is a very short information about a company, because we are now talking about the startups and tech section, which may be particularly interesting for you LinkedIn people. It is about a company called Nile, and Nile has raised 11.6 million in seed funding to build what they call a Postgres-powered data layer for SaaS applications. Now, all of those terms are familiar to me, but I don't think they mean the thing that I think it means together. So let's read this a little bit. That apparently SaaS needs a new data system, and that's their aim with this startup. So these are two co-founders that were previously at Confluent. I don't know if any of you know that company. And they are building a data solution with built-in support for multi-tenancy as its core primitive. While my team built the multi-tenant product for Confluent, it didn't dawn on me that this is something that every SaaS in the world is multi-tenant, and everyone needs to handle multi-tenant data. And we have to keep building these things from scratch because there is no existing system that does it. How many of you work for a SaaS company? That would actually be interesting to know. Do any of you work for SaaS companies? Technically, our app is not a SaaS, actually. I don't think we count as a SaaS. No, we don't. Emperor Lou does, and Baffled also does. I think there's quite a Thirsty Housewife. My company makes tomato sauce. So you're saying sauce as a service. Good to see you again, Thirsty Housewife. So yeah, multi-tenancy. Subramanian noted that every database on the market today was built a general purpose tool. So when you do that, it's very hard to make your application multi-tenant. So they have basically leveraged some kind of thing to build multi-tenancy Postgres. And they have a diagram. They have a diagram of what this looks like. Where basically they have a Postgres protocol gateway, as they call it, which allows you to basically, have multi-tenancy on Postgres, which is pretty cool if it's necessary for you. My company works for companies who make tomato sauce. Is that real, or are you trolling, Baffled? Because that's pretty funny. So that's kind of the point, is that you can support multi-tenancy with Postgres with this application. Anyway, just a small piece of news there. I also want to preface this next article. You remember how an hour ago we were talking about UMG and TikTok? About that they didn't come to a copyright agreement, or that they didn't come to an agreement, and how UMG pulled their music library from TikTok, right? Oh, you're not trolling. You work with oh, cool. Nice. Fast-moving consumer good. Nice. So yeah, you literally work with companies that make the sauce. So we were talking about UMG pulling their music library from TikTok, and that is interesting because Amazon has released a very interesting blog article titled "How to Integrate Audible Magic with Amazon IVS to Identify Copyrighted Content." I don't know, chat. Is there any situation where you would want to identify copyrighted content in real time? I couldn't possibly think of a use case. I couldn't possibly think of any particular use case where detecting copyrighted content in real time would be of use to anyone. Definitely not. No, definitely not. But let's read about it anyway.
Garbage.
Amazon Interactive Video Service is a managed live streaming service that enables businesses to build interactive experiences and applications to delight their customers with low latency live video streams. Customers have leveraged Amazon IVS and built user-generated content platforms for use cases blah 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 blah. Audible Magic's Emmy-winning automatic content recognition technology presents a possible solution, leveraging long-standing first-party relationships with thousands of record labels, music publishers, and other right holders. The integration of Audible Magic's ACR technology within Amazon Interactive Video Service may help provide a protective shield for platforms and right holders. Very interesting, because do all of you know on what technology Twitch is running its video services? Could any of you guess? If you had to make a guess. AWS. That's right. That's right. And do you know which company owns Twitch? Who owns Twitch? Does anybody know? That's right. Bezos. Jeff Bezos.
The richest man in the world.
AKA the CEO of Amazon. Not Facebook. Amazon operates Twitch. Twitch runs on IVS. IVS, or Amazon, now has a service that enables you to identify copyright content in real time. Is anyone making this connection? Is anyone seeing this besides me? The next section of this blog post describes how to integrate Audible Magic's ACR technology with Amazon IVS to enforce copyrights in live streamed content. I don't know about you, but this sentence should make anyone who plays copyright music or displays copyright content on their live stream today very, very nervous. If this is part of your core streaming strategy, you should be very concerned that there is now a very simple end-to-end solution entirely from Amazon on how to detect and flag copyright, and not only flag, but enforce. Remember, Twitch can take a stream down instantly because it's running on their architecture. They can do it very fast. So they explain in detail about how this works. So I'm looking forward to this. We're not going to read through the technical details, but there is a technical detail here about how to do this. So you can set up a fully automatic functioning automatic content recognition solution with Amazon if you wanted to do so. So in theory, if you would want to actually try this out, well, it seems that we got flagged for copyright content. Good one, Steffi. Very well timed. No, I mean, we could definitely try this out. I mean, we could basically try and get this set up for Twitch, on our Twitch. Yeah, it's definitely possible. I don't think that we should, but it is possible. But yeah, it's kind of concerning, chat. It's a little bit concerning. Yeah, a little bit concerning. I would be very concerned if you are a streamer today that primarily your content base is based off of React content, for example, or playing copyright music. I think that you should definitely think about not doing that. Because Amazon, it's only a matter of time before Amazon deploys this full scale for Twitch. I think. It's really only a matter of time. Yeah. What's your take on this, chat? Do you agree with that? Knowing that the capability is there. And it's been there for some time, by the way. This is just, you know, them writing a blog about it. But I think the capabilities have been there for some time. Do you think that's a realistic estimate? Do you think that Twitch would actually do this? I mean, it would be somewhat detrimental to their streamer base, absolutely. Is that wrong? What do you mean, is that wrong? Is what wrong? That they would enforce it? That they would enforce copyright? I don't think it's a question of right or wrong. What do they get out of it, though? Are they getting sued currently? I think that currently Twitch probably has a copyright problem, yes. I think they probably do have a copyright problem. I think that they have managed to sufficiently suppress it and also mediate through the fact that they mute VODs. But I think that they do have a sufficient copyright problem that they cannot ignore forever. And they've probably told record holders and rights holders in general, they probably told them that they are working on a solution. In order to not infringe copyright. Yeah, no, it's not wrong. The question is, of course, like, when you have something that's so entrenched, how do you approach? Like, there was a few years ago, there was a huge wave of DMCAs, right? Because Twitch basically just let the floodgates loose, and all these people started getting huge copyright strikes for music, right? And yes, what they were doing was wrong, but a lot of people also didn't know that what they were doing was wrong. Now they can't really claim that anymore because people should be educated enough to know about copyright on their stream. Marble says, I don't mind considering I'm doing the same thing, making something to do audio fingerprinting on ads and logs how much time each company wastes showing useless ads. Audio fingerprinting on ads. That sounds really interesting, Marble. I still remember back when you could put anything on YouTube. Oh, YouTube already does this, right? You play a copyrighted song while simulcasting to YouTube, and your stream will get taken down within seconds of the song being played. Because YouTube already has this technology. YouTube already uses this technology. You stream a live boxing match on YouTube. Your stream gets taken down within seconds. Now, do I understand how they do that? No, I don't know how they do that, but they do. They do. And that's really the point, is that why should Twitch be any different? You know, just because it's a gaming platform and it's always been okay, so we should just allow it, kind of thing. I think that's a terrible attitude, personally. It makes sense considering the song identification thingy on Android. Song identification thingy? Like Shazam? On Android? There's Shazam for Android? I think so. The whole point of ads is to promote, induce positive feelings of the company in an ad. So if we log how much time is wasted by forcing people to watch ads and then have a global leaderboard. But how are you logging people's emotions to the ad? That's the real question. How do you even know that? How do you even know how people feel about an ad? You would have to collate the ad data with some other data source about how someone feels about the ad, like from you know, like from a watch or something, you know. Neuralink. Oh no, that's what it's for. Neuralink is going to be used to gauge your emotional response to ads. Oh, the Google thing. Yeah, okay. When it can identify music from your lock screen. Yeah, exactly. I think that's built into like Assistant or something. How about using Apple Vision Pro or Quest Pro? See if they get e-goosebumps in their e-skin. I like that you're so, chat, you're so like with it, you know? You kind of like remember all the stuff we talked about today, and you make jokes about the stuff we talked about, and you like wrap it into like all the other stuff, like, yeah, like having e-sex in your e-skin, and I like that. I think it's cool. This is a good, it's good dynamic. It's good dynamic. It's more than we could say about LinkedIn, because like people on LinkedIn, they don't talk in the stream. It's really sad, actually. It's quite sad. Anyway, yeah, that's all I really have to say about this. Now I have something to talk about. I have something to talk about, and I'm gonna get a little bit angry about this. I'm gonna get a little bit angry, and I hope you'll forgive me about this. Because their chat is comments. That's right. They can't say e-sex on LinkedIn. It'll show up in their boss's feed next week. Oh, that's true. Hey, LinkedIn, if you want to talk, come over to Twitch. Exactly, Steffi. Yeah, exactly. You should just come over to Twitch, LinkedIn people. It's totally the thing to do. I guess I could do something like an allow list. If people really like a company and or find their ads entertaining, like Terry Crews Old Spice, they could actively choose to allow list. Okay, so what you're talking about is some kind of system where someone sees an ad, they enjoy the ad either during or at the end, and they press a button in an app. And you know, because of the audio signature of the ad, which ad they were shown. And then you basically consolidate all of that information into a kind of platform that shows which ads people enjoyed most. What you're basically talking about is the like count on a YouTube video for the ad, assuming that they upload it to YouTube, kind of. But it's an interesting idea. It's definitely an interesting idea. People talk on LinkedIn, but they don't chat. And that makes sense, actually. Like, LinkedIn tells me that there's 3 people watching the stream. One of those people is probably me, I'm guessing. So there's 2 other people watching the stream on LinkedIn. Now, I don't know who those people are, 'cause LinkedIn doesn't tell you that. But those people could be motivated to come over to Twitch. Or it's people that are already on Twitch and you're multi-watching, in which case, thank you. I appreciate that. But it's very hard to see comments. Like, if I keep refreshing notifications and stuff just to make sure that I don't miss the comments there, because it's very easy to miss them. Advanced analytics, lol. But more to the point, it's for the little people. I want to give them real metrics to show how much of their time has been wasted on ads that they don't want to watch. I see. So you're basically open sourcing the information about how much time people spend watching ads using audio signatures. Interesting. Very interesting. All right. I could see that. Interesting. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, basically, I guess the difficulty is building up an index of all of the audio signatures. Because for that, you would need to expose yourself to all of the ads possible. And it's basically impossible. It's kind of impossible, right? Because you can't have a global leaderboard for ads unless you yourself have like a proper list of all of the ads that are possible, right? But yeah, it's an interesting argument. Yeah. Chrome extension for YouTube. Interesting. Sponsor block. Not advising you to use an ad blocker. Just saying. You could if you wanted to. Anyway, so I'm going to rant a little bit about this article. This article is about a company, a media company called The Messenger. The Messenger was, I should say, a digital news startup that launched with 50 million in funding last May, and they now plan to shut down. So I'm gonna get angry about this because honestly, we have really kind of big problems right now in the world. And someone here decided to blow $50 million in less than a year. So yeah, they burned through $50 million in less than a year for a media company. We're not talking robotics research. We're not talking bleeding edge scientific discovery. We're talking frickin' media, which is basically marketing. And they only brought in 3 million in revenue. 3. And what's crazy is they had actually projected for this year to do 100 million in revenue. So what did they do? Okay. First of all, the founder blamed economic headwinds for the failure of the company, which I think, sorry, it's like, you screwed up. Own up to it, you know? Worst part, employees don't get severance. Okay. Staff were notified 1 hour after the decision was made. Anyway, so here's the story. The Messenger was founded by Finkelstein in 2023, 2 years after he sold The Hill, which was a print and digital publication, to Nexstar for $130 million. Finkelstein had previously co-founded a media holding group that had purchased Adweek, Billboard, and The Hollywood Reporter from Nielsen in 2009, right? The Messenger hired 300 people. 300, okay, in a very short amount of time. The Messenger was built on the flawed premise that a big generic news audience has value. It doesn't. And instead of saying, I built a company on a premise that doesn't hold water, the founder is saying, oh, it's economic problem. It has nothing to do with the fact that the idea for my startup was horrible. So it's pretty bad. The Messenger was basically built on the idea that consumers would flock to centrist news topics ranging from politics to entertainment and sports. And the site got a pretty good amount of traffic, but it was not able to support 300 people, right? So there's a full memo copy here, and I'm sorry, but how bad are you? How bad are you as a business person if you blow through $50 million in 1 year with 3 million of revenue? The basic trick of being CEO of such a company is that if he leaves or is fired or the company goes bankrupt, the CEO is always the first to get paid and then everyone else, which works in the US. Yeah. And this just emphasizes how broken this system is. This just shows how freaking broken it is that someone who previously sold, by the way, previously sold companies for $130 million. So he personally, okay, he personally sold companies worth $130 million. So he was definitely doing just fine. He was able to raise he was able to raise another 50 million for a new company and then blew it. Basically on marketing spend when we talk about it. Yeah, 50 million and it couldn't support 300 people is basically burning through tens of millions of dollars at a time, right? Where was it here? Blah, blah, blah. For months, reports from the Daily Beast, Semaphore, and others detailed cultural and business challenges plaguing the failed news startup, including its former president telling employees that the outlet was running out of cash last October already. So actually, it's way less than a year. It's like 8 months. It's like burning through 50 million in 8 months, which is sorry, it's just so broken. And it makes me so upset when we think our startup raised 100K. 100K. And we kept ourselves afloat for as long as possible with very little revenue. And honestly, it just makes me so upset that companies like this can just blow all this money into the water. Really. With no consequence. He's probably going to go on and build some other company as well and get more funding for it. And this is just a cycle that needs to be broken. It absolutely needs to be broken. Horrible. It's so horrible. Sorry. Makes me so angry. So anyway, that's a horrible story. But it is now time for that time of the stream of the Data Cafe. Oh, I think he definitely can. Plenty of founders, Marvel. Plenty of founders have had failed startups, even spectacular failures, and gone on to get more funding just a few years later. Just look at freaking WeWork. Sorry. That's the best case for that, okay? WeWork is a complete shit show, and the founder got more funding after that, despite being one of the possibly most horrible people in the startup universe in the last couple of years. And I mean, it's just, that is the pinnacle of how broken that system is, okay? You know, I'm not saying that we deserved more, like our startup that we built. I'm not saying we deserve more or something like that, but we fought hard for that 100K. We fought so hard to not lose that money for our investors, right? And honestly, like, it makes me upset to think that you can just blow all this money and just leave. Just leave and then go on and do something else and get more money again and then blow it again. It's just so broken as a society that that's possible. Baffled, the WeWork story is a saga in itself. We could probably do an entire stream just on WeWork. But effectively, the WeWork story is someone builds a startup based on renting spaces to offices, which as a concept it is not like new or something. Like furnished co-working spaces already existed before that, but it was, you know, new and hip and innovative because they had like coffee inside the co-working space or whatever. Like, just horrible. And the founder basically saw the signs that the company wasn't going to make it and basically made sure that the founder would get as much money as possible out of the company. And a lot of really just broken stuff, yeah. But no, we're not doing a Saturday stream with WeWork, the whole story. Yeah, open bar from 3 p.m. and like all just like crazy stuff. And the thing is, right, a company like WeWork is going to tank in a pandemic, right? There's no question they're going to tank in a pandemic. No one's blaming that. No Sunday stream. No Sunday stream. I'm playing D&D tomorrow. That's what I'm doing tomorrow. On Sunday, I'm going to be resting, maybe recording a YouTube video, maybe doing some research. I don't know yet. I already have the topic for my next video. I've already started work on it. It's very exciting. It's taking a lot more time than I anticipated for the research. But yeah, this is my last stream for quite some time, Steffi. I'm sorry. It's just the reality. It's just the way it is. Sometimes you just gotta take a break. Yeah. So, we have 3 more articles to cover, and then
Garbage.
I wanted to talk to you a little bit about gaming. Gamers. Devil's Advocate. What are firms for other than raising money for the CEO? That is not even a hot take. That is not even a hot take, Forex. So when is the next stream going to be? I honestly do not know, Roguemat. I honestly do not know. Right now, I can guarantee you that this will be the last stream in February. That I'm pretty confident in saying that. Even if there was a chance that it came back in February, I would communicate that. But I don't think it's possible. So it's going to be somewhere between 1 and 3 months, something like that. Yeah, pretty mainstream left wing. Yeah, that's a very mild take, Forex, on that. So anyway, 3 more articles, and then I would like to talk to you about today's focused topic. The first article is unfortunately in German, but I think you can all understand what it is about. Can anyone guess? Just judging purely from this photo, can you judge? Can you guess what this is about? The eye skin of fruit. Warm. Warm. Grocery stores without employees. Colder. Colder. Kiwi shaver. Cold. Ripe or not? That's right, Marcy. Marcy Popsis. Nailed it. That is an avocado. And that is an avocado scanner. That's right, it's an avocado scanner. This machine can detect how perfect the avocado is. You can read the text. Sorry, but like, it was a guess. You were allowed to read the text. But yes, 2 supermarkets here in Zurich have installed an avocado scanner to allow you to see how good the avocado is. Now, the irony of this chat, the irony is that one of the points in the article was, oh, well, people will stop pressing the avocado, right? However, that's not true, because they're still taking the avocado and they're still putting it in the scanner. So they're still touching the avocado. So what should happen is this scanner should be built to, in a way, scan the avocados without people needing to touch them. I don't know how that's possible. Maybe a little conveyor belt or something. I don't know. I have 4 perfectly good avocado scanners right here. Wait, 4? Does that mean your feet? Yeah, now they're just pressing it on the scanner instead of pressing it in their finger. Like, I have not tried it yet. Wait, Marcy, you've made one of these? Wait, you've made one of these? For bananas? You're kidding. I ain't stepping on them, not making wine. Avocado wine? Is that a thing? No, that's not a thing. Avocado wine? That sounds weird. That sounds weird. Also, unless you plan to eat all the avocados you buy immediately, that's right. You have to consider that it will continue to ripen while it is at home in your home. Absolutely. Kiwi shaver. Which state do you live in? I thought that was our kiwi shaving joke. Just image recognition. It's not rocket science. Oh, interesting. Image recognition for ripeness of bananas? Oh, there's a similar tester for melons. Wait, no. 4X. Don't say that, okay? Do you mean real melons, or are you making a joke that is sexual in nature? Because I have melon testers right here. I'm sorry, chat. I should not have made that joke. I should not have made that joke. I should not. Oh, with AI. AI for the air. Oh, AI melon recognition. That's cool. Very cool. Anyway, I have not tried it yet. It's in 2 stores. Honestly, one of them is pretty close to me. I could probably try it. I don't know. It's maybe worth it. Anyway, more cool news. The Twitch highlight of the week is actually about emotes. Affiliates are getting 10 more emote slots. Static and animated emote slots are increasing from 10 to 20. So we are getting more emote slots. So this is your chance, chat. If you have a particular emote you would like me to have made or make, then definitely tell me about it. Come into Discord, message me, send me a snail mail.
Garbage.
A garbage emote? Actually, that's a pretty good idea. You checked an avocado wine is real? What? What? Oh my god. What the? Okay, I am officially mind blown. How? How?
Wow.
How? How's that even possible? I don't even understand how. Florida, yeah. Okay, Florida wine, I understand. Yeah, I understand. Anyway, so we are going to get more emotes. So I actually don't know what the case is, but right now, we have 5 standard emotes. Tier 1, right. So we have 4 more slots here for emotes. And then we have 7 more slots for animated emotes. And we can get 2 bonus animated emotes by using Twitch alerts. So we can get 2 more there as well. So that's pretty cool, honestly. I'm pretty happy about that. So we could have way more emotes actually. A garbage emote sounds pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. That actually sounds like a really cool idea. Just her face is an emote. I'll do it. Steffi, can you DM me? Can you DM me so I don't forget? I actually think that's a great emote. Should we have all of the memes become emotes? Like 90 million lumens? Maybe we need to have a 90 million lumens one as well. It's actually not a bad idea. If we have space for it, we could make mini animated versions of 90 million lumens. Sounds like an interesting idea. So that was the Twitch highlight of the week. Now I have the last thing for you this week, the random pick. And I guarantee you that you did not read about this this week. But it is a significant thing. It is very significant. Thank you for the DM, Steffi. Chat, do you have any idea what it could be? Any guesses? Any guesses as to what will be the random pick of the week? I am waiting. No guesses. Y'all fell asleep. Good thing we can end before 4 hours so that the LinkedIn stream stays up. Well, I'm gonna tell you anyway. Did you know that by law, Japan used to have a law, by law, that they needed to use floppy disks for certain government tasks? Did you know this? And did you know that this week they have actually finally gotten rid of this law? Yoast, you be coding, that's fine. Okay, so Forex heard about it. You're too much in the news, Forex. You shouldn't come here on Fridays because you already know. When are they going to stop faxing? Well, that's a very good question, but as long as Germany is still faxing away, I don't think they're going to stop faxing anytime soon. Floppy disks can finally make their way across the digital equivalent of the river Styx and reach the land of eternal slumber. Yeah, Germany is huge on faxing. Germany is huge on faxing. You want to get something done in Germany, it's 99% of the time going to be a fax. Japan's Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry has abolished any requirements for applicants to use this ancient clicking and buzzing magnetic media when filing official documents. Until last week, there were 1,900 official governmental application procedures that stipulated businesses must submit floppies or CD-ROMs specifically containing supplementary data. So finally, Japan has said, floppy disks, no more, but CD-ROMs are still very much in play. They're finally serious about hard disks, no more flaccid ones. Exactly. Removing the necessity to be able to work with legacy removable storage formats from Japan's bureaucracy will come as a relief to everyone. IBM first shipped floppy disks in 1973, 50 years ago. We don't know when floppy disk mechanisms ceased production, but Sony, who's the last floppy disk media maker, stopped making diskettes over a decade ago. The Japanese government might take some time to update the hundreds of official procedures, or it could push ahead with immediate changes. It isn't clear. In 2022, we noted that there's still a viable floppy disk business operating in the US. This singular remaining business supports clientele ranging from avionics and healthcare to embroidery, as well as hobbyists and retro computing. Tom Persky, owner of US-based floppydisk.com, admitted that the end of his floppy business was in sight. In 2022, he said there were about 4 more years left before he thought the floppy disk business would dry up. Persky was still receiving about 1,000 disks a day in the mail for recycling. At the time of writing, as well as batches of new stock, Persky sells 50-pack discs of tested recycled discs at $20. Wow. 1.44 megabyte.
Why?
Gen Z.
Why?
They're killing the save icon. Yeah, I watched a video today about the expression out of pocket, and that was very interesting. That was very funny. US stopped storing nuclear warhead codes on floppy disks 3 years ago. Yeah, no more floppies. No more floppies. Magtape-based mediums are more robust at retaining information while they're still used for archives. Yes, that's very true. So GitHub, I was reading that GitHub stored a whole bunch of their open source projects from their platform in some huge, massive tape storage. It's not floppy disk. It's actually literally tape rolls. But anyway, I'm gonna try and change scenes. Forgive me, okay? I just want to change once. Whew, we did it. Yeah, I wanted to have a discussion with you, chat. The Arctic Vault. Yeah, exactly. The Arctic Vault. Chat, I wanted to have a bit of a discussion with you. I have an article, not an article. I have a post from Reddit that I thought would be interesting to talk about as a sort of focus topic this week. But I don't know if anyone is keen to talk about this. It was sent to me by someone from the stream. I can paste the link in chat. We don't have to have it on stream. But basically, I'm kind of curious about what your take is. If there is anyone in chat who is proficient in game development or gaming in general, about what the effect of AI in gaming will be. In terms of game development, how we play games, how we moderate games, because this Reddit post is actually about assets, 3D assets. And basically, they are trying to buy up 3D modeling assets that fit certain criteria, like nature, vehicles, architecture, etc. And they are paying $15 per asset, and they're going to be using them to train an AI model. Studios are saying they're already using it in over 50% of the workflow. 50% of the game development workflow already has AI in it. Interesting. I think it's going to replace a lot of jobs in game dev on the creative side. So what part of the workflow, because I'm not in game development, I don't understand a lot about game development. What part of the workflow in game development is kind of a given for AI processes? Because when I think of game development, I think of obviously character creation, object creation, modeling. I think of animation. I think of logic, game logic. I think of the software, the code side of things, right? So I think there's a lot of different aspects to making a game, and I don't really understand how it all comes together, and I don't really understand how AI supports that process yet, right? I understand that AI can start to produce assets, but they're not nearly good enough to be in games yet. So Steffi, when you're talking about asset creation and story writing, the story writing I see. Okay, yeah, I could see that part. But isn't the story writing like a really like small part of the actual game development lifecycle? Like, I understand the story is a big deal, but you're saying in terms of like writing dialogue and stuff like that? That could be interesting, I guess. Having characters emit dialogue that isn't scripted, but is powered by an LLM, for example. It could be very interesting. There's probably a game doing that, no? There must be a game doing that by now, I would imagine. Like, how could there not be a game doing this? You know what I mean? Like, by now, there would have to be a game that has characters that use an LLM. I think there's a mod for Skyrim, right? That does that. I think I read about that. Marcy Popsa says a lot. Some people are even specialized in clouds. Wait, so hold on a second. You're saying that some people are animators. So not animators. Asset builders for one specific thing. Like a cloud asset builder. What? That would be like me saying I only deal with data that contains booleans. Have you heard about the Nemesis system? I have not. I recommend watching this video. It explains how games are currently being made. Lots of reuse and clones of the game, even for a few dollars. Oh, I'm gonna put this on my list. Oh, okay, cool. About Pal World. Nice. Thank you. I'm gonna watch that later. Thanks for the tip. Appreciate that. That'll open my eyes a little bit. They only paint clouds day in, day out. Gosh. Wouldn't that be boring though? So what's this Nemesis system, Baffled? What is that? Nemesis system. What is the Nemesis system? 2 years ago. Orcs remember you and what you do to them, so let's say you shoot an orc with an arrow and kill it. That orc may come back and attack you with arrows stuck in his back and different things like that. Ah. So it's like targeted randomization? A game mode apparently patented by Warner Brothers from Lord of the Rings game. Basically, there's a specific orc that you keep interacting with and he becomes your nemesis. Interesting. Okay. It has to do with the specific optimization techniques for games. For objects off in the distance, you don't actually render them. You can just replace them with images. Oftentimes, those images can be created by artists. Ah. So you're saying instead of having a 3D model in the distance, it could just be an imaged model in the distance. And that image could be kind of AI generated, right? More like memory. Like your AI generated dialogue thing. Ah. Very interesting. Yeah, overall, like, that's it. Okay. Yeah, overall, like, I really wonder where it's going. Like, I don't know a lot about game dev, obviously, as evidenced by this discussion. But one of the things that I've observed is a lot of creatives are very concerned about their field because, well, we've seen it, right? People are being replaced left and right by companies going, oh, well, we don't need you to draw anymore. We can just use Canva and just randomly generate images until we find one we like, right? I think a lot of creative people are being upset by that, but doesn't that mean that all those people aren't talented in recognizing what is actually high quality? And so they automate crap. They just automate crap. They just churn out more crap because they get rid of good people, you know? Baffle says, my problem with AI at the moment, there's so many cool ways to use it, but often just churn out crap. Yeah, exactly. Churn out crap and replace people with low quality junk. Exactly. I would rather see companies like double down on it and say, listen, all of you talented people that we have, rather than letting you go and using AI to make crap that people won't like, let's superpower you, right? Let's give you cool training. Let's empower you to use these tools. Just like DJs starting using laptops and computers to make music at some point, right? Just like photographers used Photoshop to start editing photos. Let's empower artists to use AI tools to make their processes better. Not to replace their creativity, not to replace the art, but to make their processes better. Right? Like when an artist paints something, how does that painting get onto a t-shirt, right? How can you sell that painting as a t-shirt? That's a very complicated process. You need to take a photo of the art, you need to scan it somehow, it needs to be scaled properly, it needs to come out in the right resolution. It's not just snap a photo with your iPhone and then, you know, copy paste stuff. So I think it's really interesting to think about automating processes and helping artists really achieve more recognition and ultimately create better work. I think it's really, for me, it's like a writer using Microsoft Word instead of a typewriter. They make a mistake, they can press the delete key, you know? I just think that has so much potential, you know? So yeah, maybe it's a short discussion, but those are my thoughts a little bit around gaming and AI. What I would really like to see, specific to gaming itself. Also, hi, Karayan. I don't think I said hi to you. What I would also really like to see in gaming is using AI to make enemies way smarter. Making enemy AI much more intelligent would be so much cooler than the current state. So for example, if I play a game and I have two paths and I go down path left because I know that a boss spawns on the right? And I keep doing that, the game should spawn it on the left, right? That's not hard, okay? That's cool. But what about this? What about if that boss spawn doesn't have to be left or right? Maybe there's another part of the level that's really easy for me. Like the game can detect that I'm doing really well in that part of the game, and it spawns the boss there, right? And difficulty settings would adjust this kind of thing. I would think that's way cooler. And like the Nemesis thing that you mentioned, Baffled, right? I stick a knife in the back of a character, that character dies. It comes back later with a knife in its back. Like that's really cool. That's super engaging for me, you know? That makes the game really immersive. Yeah, I think that kind of stuff could be really cool. But in the case of game dev, the optimization technique I mentioned, assuming AI can take care of all these images and a low poly version, to empower those artists, they'd have to switch from using Photoshop to Blender and be aware of all the nuances. Interesting. Or you're good and overuse certain attacks. The enemy gets slightly better at defending against it. Yeah, exactly. You always use a particular attack or a particular character build, and the enemies start getting tougher against that particular character build, right? Absolutely. I think that's a really cool idea. And I think that's the potential, right? Because we can use those AI systems to be faster at doing that. Even Minecraft has something like that. If you stay too long in one place, the mobs get better. Really? I didn't know that. Well, anyway, listen, chat. There isn't much more to say about this. And we've kind of reached the end of our stream. And so it's time to say goodbye for a while. Like I said, I'm taking a break. I will not be streaming for a while. At least for a month.
Garbage.
We haven't even hit the 4-hour mark. It's true. 12-hour stream. Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely. After my stream crashed like 12 times already. Also, allied NPCs could also be smarter. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Allied NPCs could be smarter. They could learn based on your tactics. It could be really cool, honestly. Could be really cool. Yeah. Could be really, really cool. 48-hour stream. No, we're not doing 48-hour stream. No. So Maddie, when are you making this game? I'm not making a game, Baffled. I'm not making a game. I'm not making a game. Definitely not. I am not making a game. I have plenty of things that I would like to do, and making a game is not one of them. You already found it. The game exists. It's called Shadows of Doubt. Is it a good game? That's the question. Is it a good game? Shadows of Doubt. Immersive sandbox detective stealth. Early access as it develops. Okay, someone's making it. One of PC Gamer's most anticipated games of 2023. Alternate reality hyper-industrialized 1980s. Interesting. I have to read more about this. I'm not doing a 15-hour stream. Stop telling people that we're doing a longer stream, because we're not. We're not. I'm currently looking for a raid target. Let me just consult my stream deck of Doom. Okay, we have 3 people online. Let me check my following list. No, we're not doing a longer stream. We are ending stream momentarily. That's what's happening. Yeah, I was thinking purple. But I was also thinking of maybe raiding someone doing game dev and then asking them these questions, you know? you know? Lots of good suggestions. Could we ask someone, why don't we ask someone building a game, you know? Maybe. I mean, Lana's... Thanks for the raid. Hi, yeah, we have questions. Lana's online. I don't know if Lana wants to get in that kind of discussion, you know? Maybe that would be something good for her podcast. I mean, we could rate her to try and get attention for the podcast, you know? If that's the way we want to do it. Honestly, let's I know who we should raid. I know who to raid. Actually, yeah, this makes sense. This makes a lot of sense. What to create a game and then have it be the only one on Twitch and have its own category. Imagine we could create a game and then we could put it on Twitch and we could get our own category. Imagine that. Wouldn't that be cool? That'd be kind of cool. That could be actually pretty awesome. We haven't rated this person since November, so it's fine. I just went to check. They Tiddle AI version. Ugh. They Tiddle AI. You cannot make a game and get your own Twitch category. It can't be done. No, of course not. Of course not. Of course not. Listen, chat. It's been great. It's been great. Exceldro has been very helpful. I've gotten some indications of what might be wrong with my OBS conflicting stuff. So that's interesting. If I don't have to rebuild everything, I will be very happy about that. If I don't have to restart my entire computer, reset everything from scratch, I will be very pleased about that. As Stream Element says, read about all the past streams, find the recaps on Patreon. If you want to keep in touch, I will be plenty active in the Discord. I may be a little bit less active than usual, but I will still be around, of course. Co-working and all that jazz. I hope that all of you stay healthy, stay well, stay, you know, true to yourselves. Don't let other people tell you what you can and cannot do. If you are interested or have questions in what's happening in my life, then just reach out on Discord. Just write me. I'm happy to write you back. But yeah, we will be taking a bit of a break from the live stream. Are we chancing the end credit screen? Okay, we will chance it. We will chance it. We will do it. We will risk it. We will risk it. Exclamation mark raid. No, that doesn't work. I want it to drop. I'm kidding. 95.78. Very close. It's close, but not enough. Thank you very much for everyone for today and for, as always, your support. I appreciate it. I'm going to start the raid before we switch scenes because I don't want it to fail, just in case, okay? So we're going to raid Irish John, aka Jern. People just started calling him Jern at some point. Thank you, Mohide. Good to see you again as well. Let's chance the scene change. Oh, it didn't break. Woo! Goodbye, LinkedIn. People on LinkedIn. Have a wonderful evening to yourselves. Good night to all of you going to bed. Good afternoon, good day, good morning, whatever time zone it is for you. Look forward to seeing you all when I am back. And I am definitely coming back, by the way. This isn't like, oh, I'm going on break and I won't be back or something. Thank you for the gift sub, anonymous gifter to Google Analytics. That's pretty funny. Yeah, we will see each other after the break, and you will survive without me. I know it. And if you don't, well, then we won't see each other after the break because you'll be gone because you didn't survive. So that's it. Goodbye. Have a good one. See you next time.